What's up, everybody? Welcome, Dr. Duck Vong. I'm a bariatric surgeon. See, it says this is my surgery diploma from Christus St. Joseph's. I finished in 2005, so I really am a doctor. I'm an MD. I'm not a PhD. I'm not a dentist. I'm not a chiropractor. I am a surgeon. So I want to talk about what is happening with this new Oxford vaccine. I'm going to talk about vaccines in general, but specifically the Oxford one. We're going to see why I think it's going to be the coronavirus killer. It is. This Oxford vaccine is going to be a coronavirus killer. So if you think that's interesting, please hit share for me, not your friend share, not Sunny share, but the share button. And we'll wait for some people to get in here. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay, you can fast forward to about the 5-minute mark. That's when I will get started with my actual talk. In the meantime, I love to say hello to my fans and following. And tell me where you are watching from so I can show that I'm internationally famous. Look at there. London, UK is in the house. Scotland, UK. Look at that. Green Bay, that's pretty much international. You're so freaking far north, Eileen. What am I supposed to do? Hey, Michelle Turner, missed you in group. Group's been really good. Karen Hellman, Indianapolis is on fire for sure. Washington's in the house. Thank you for sharing. All right, Friendswood, I'm in Houston. What's up? I know they help a lot of people. Chiropractors are good. I'm just letting people know I'm not a chiropractor. I'm a surgeon. All right, that's all I'm saying. I like my chiropractors. Pittsburgh's in the house. What's up, Debbie? Irving, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. What's up? Vermont. The Cowboys? Man, they're not doing good. Missouri's in the house. Laura, what's up? Oshkosh, Jill, the one and only. Wow, love it. New York, Long Island, Montreal. What's up? How's it going? Houston's in the house. Me too. I'm in here in Houston. Well, I got somebody, Amanda from the UK. What's up? Welsh woman. It's a Welshman? Welsh lady? Welsh Jane? What is it? I don't know. Lisa Irwin, long-time follower. How are you, Lisa? Hope you're doing well. Michigan, stay safe, Terry. You guys are hot, hot, hot. Renee from Holland. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, look. Denise and Joliet. I actually know where Joliet, Illinois is. I was in Robinson, Illinois for a little bit. Somerset, Kentucky. Mammy, I know where that is too. I visited a little hospital there. Maryland's in the house. Uh-oh, watch out. Chestnut, Chanel, El Paso, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Don't want to do that vaccine. That's all right. Griffith, Australia. Where is that, Jessica? I've been to Australia several times. All right. Boise, Idaho, via Australia. Cool, James. Boise's a beautiful area of the United States. St. Louis, stay safe, Andrea. All right. Kathy Hansbrough is in my challenge group. That's awesome. Scotland's in the house. Thank you guys for hitting share. That's awesome. Harker Heights, Texas. I'm in Houston right now. What is up? What is up? Give me the vaccine. Be careful what you ask for, my brother. Be careful what you ask for. Georgia's in the house. John Schuler. Wait, not John Schuler. I've already had John Schuler. What's going on? All right. Christy McCullough, Columbus, Indiana. Awesome. Grand Forks. Okay, we'll talk about that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Michael DiCaprio. Leonardo's better looking brother right there. Look at that. Michael DiCaprio, Leonardo's better looking brother in the UK. Awesome. Althea up in New Jersey. Memphis, Tennessee. Awesome. We're almost there. So I got these test kits. You guys want me to test myself? I have these rapid test kits. I've got a Thanksgiving special going on right now. I have a new Christmas special. I'm going to Black Friday. I will call it Black Friday. I'll give you a Black Friday special. Oh, God dang it. Roll Tide. It was just a matter of time before someone came in with Roll Tide. Also, Jennifer, Birmingham, Alabama. That's all right. We're going to talk tonight about, San Antonio's doing good too, about why I think the new vaccine from Oxford, the ASTRAZENECA, is going to be the coronavirus killer. I think you guys will like it. Canada's in the house. I think it's going to be the big one. And I know you guys go, no, Dr. V, no, Dr. V. Come on, Robin. Trophy Club, Texas. That's a strip club, isn't it? Come on. 5 more seconds, everybody, and we'll get started here. So I know the numbers. You guys are like, it's not as effective. You guys will see. You guys will see. Dr. V has all of his reasons. All of his reasons. You know how it goes. So, all right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good. Let's get started. It's time. Oh, and by the way, it's Thanksgiving weekend. This is a nice glass of Pinot Noir. I know it's not in a wine glass, but cheers to you guys. I'm going to be on live every night this week. So tomorrow night, I got Chris Nagel, the money man, America's #1 money guru, coming back on, money mentor. Talk about how to make money when the stock market crashes here. You got to get prepared. And that's tomorrow night. And then Thanksgiving night, I'll be back talking more Thanksgiving, coronavirus. Friday, I've got Sandy Rask on. We're going to do some a cooking demonstration with post-Thanksgiving leftovers. Hopefully you won't have as many. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to talk more coronavirus. Hopefully once this gets over, we'll get done talking about, we'll get back to weight loss. Okay, guys? All right, and I'm going to test myself too, I think. It's been almost 2 weeks, I think. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Duck Vaughn, world famous bariatric surgeon, but you knew that. Here's my med school diploma. I'm an MD, and tonight I want to show you my surgery diploma right there, Dr. Vaughn, general surgery. I finished residency in 2005. I did retire, though. I retired a couple of years ago. People go, oh, what happened? You look too young to retire. Well, you know, had enough. Now you either think I'm crazy or I was a genius for retiring. But why do I talk about coronavirus? Because the #1 risk factor for poor outcomes with coronavirus is actually not age, not diabetes, not high blood pressure. The #1 risk factor is morbid obesity. And that is my following. And so that's why I started taking up the mantle of coronavirus. Today, on today's video, I'm going to talk about the vaccine. I'm also going to talk, I'm going to test myself with my own rapid test kits that I get myself, that I make myself. So there are people out there that are like, I can get those test kits on eBay. No, you cannot. I assemble these together. I'm the only one who does it. Maybe I should show you my game room where I've converted my game room to putting these. And I wholesale them. I only wholesale them. So you can go to the other people websites and pay full price. But anyway, but it's to really help people. We really need to get through this, right? I want to go back to cooking demonstrations and talking about weight loss surgery and all that good stuff. But we got to get through this. And we're going to be in this for another year, 2022, guys. I wish it wasn't true. And I know the vaccines, everyone's all excited about the vaccines and stuff. But let me tell you, we're in this for well into the spring, into midsummer, before we have enough vaccination for this to really make sense. So I want to talk about the vaccine. Sound good? All right. So last week, Pfizer applied for emergency use for their vaccine. And their vaccine is great. It's very efficacious. Originally 90%. Then the interim data popped it up to 94.5%, 95% effective, which is kind of unbelievable. It's pretty crazy. Not impossible. Could be like a polio vaccine. Could be like chickenpox vaccination. But that's kind of odd for coronavirus. So we'll see. We're going to talk about vaccines, and then I really want to spend some time talking about Oxford. Moderna also had great results, 94% efficacy. And then Oxford vaccine, the ASTRAZENECA. People can't say AstraZeneca, so everyone's calling it the Oxford vaccine. But it's made in conjunction with Oxford University. And so it's cool. It's an international vaccine. And I want to talk about why I think it will be the coronavirus killer. Okay. And it's purely numbers. We're going to talk purely numbers. Yeah. And some people are like, but Dr. Vaughn, it's got like lower efficacy. It's like 70% compared to 95%. It can't, why is it going to be this layer? That's the mystery. That's what I'm going to talk about, because I want to cut through the bullshit. Let's cut through the bullshit. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I think tonight I want to talk about, for you guys who are joining me now, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to first talk about the topic tonight, the vaccine. Then I'm going to test myself with one of my 10-minute rapid test kits. And then while I'm waiting for results, it takes 10 minutes for results. I'll answer your questions in a rapid fire fashion. So that'll be around the 40-minute mark, right? And then I'll show you my results. And then, the Thanksgiving special, if you want it, you don't have to have it, that's fine. But you guys are here to talk about the coronavirus, so let's do that real quick, all right? So coronavirus numbers are, as we know, pretty freaking ridiculous here in America. I want to be very clear about this. America is still in its first phase. This is not the third wave. Like, this is revisionist history if you sit there and tell me that we're in the third wave. We have never crushed down the first wave. And yes, you can pull up any charts and graphs and you can show the different peaks, but what the fuck has happened is the fact that we never got back down the baseline, and now our numbers are so ridiculously high that the smaller numbers look like they're almost flat, and they're not, okay? We are in the first wave. Be very clear about this. On the other hand, I will say the European nation is turning the corner on their second wave. So they had the peak of the first wave. Italy was, remember when Italy was a mess, Spain, France, and then UK was the last one to get over it because they followed the American example until Boris Johnson caught it himself and was in the ICU and very sick. We thought the same thing might happen when Trump caught it, but he came out even more stubborn. And now you kind of see where we are. I'm not making it political. I'd say the same fucking thing if Trump was a Democrat. So it doesn't matter if you're a Republican. I'm telling you, it's behavior. It's not politics, okay? Dr. V's here to tell you straight, right? So then our White House tried to make an example that the Europe was looking terrible in October, right before the election, because they were thousands of times increasing while the US was not increasing as much. I'm like, at that time, we had like 100,000 cases a day. What the fuck's wrong with this dude? And that's where you use numbers and percentages to freaking lie, to change the narrative. The truth of the matter is the European Union had flattened the curve, enjoyed 6 to 8 weeks of a relatively normal summer. And then it came back, right? And exactly the 1918 pandemic model, man, exactly to a T. Peaks back up, 3-4 times the numbers as it was the first wave. And now they're making the turn. France is down to half, even Italy starting to see the turn. UK is plateauing. So good on you guys, man. Way to go. Way to go. I hope Americans can learn from them. Okay. So we are in our first wave. Make no doubt about it. A lot of talk has been about the vaccine. So let's talk about what exactly is this Oxford vaccine. Okay. So I'm going to type for you here. Number one, Oxford vaccine is old. All right, here's something that's going to surprise a lot of people. Did you know? Okay, put a no in the comment section if you did not know this fact. Be honest. The Oxford vaccine against the coronavirus actually isn't about the coronavirus. The Oxford vaccine is actually targeted against the adenovirus. Put a no in the comments section if you didn't know that, if you're surprised to hear that. So it actually doesn't target coronavirus. It does indirectly. So it's actually adenovirus line that was actually isolated from the poop of chimpanzees. Weird. And then modified in the lab so it doesn't cause flu-like symptoms. Okay, that's good. So they made it ineffective, and then somehow I don't know the exact science, to be perfectly clear. I don't know the exact science, but this does target that coronavirus spike protein, but it is not a a specific coronavirus RNA or capsid or anything like that, right? Yep, Doug, I promise you, brother. It is from monkey poop. Okay, so it causes a reaction to the coronavirus protein, which is what the other two vaccines also do, the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine. Okay, but because it's old technology, it has lots of benefits. So let's talk about why I think that it's going to be the coronavirus killer. Okay, so the first thing is the obvious thing. Okay, a lot of people are going to look at the headlines and say, oh my God, the Oxford vaccine is only 70% effective. It's not as good. It's not as good. Listen, it is effective. It is really, really good. Okay, I want to remind you guys, one, it's early, but I want to remind you guys that according to the CDC, the guidelines is that a vaccine, who knows the number, has to be only blank percent effective. Who knows the number? You're going to be shocked to know, okay? The CDC only requires, the FDA only requires that a vaccination be 50% effective to be approved. Put a 1 in the comment section if you are shocked to know that 50% effective. Oh, listen, look at this. See, you guys are totally my followers. Look at that. You guys knew all this answer, right? Wow, look at that. Maybe I'm making a difference, baby. That's awesome. That's good to know. So in fact, the flu vaccine, the annual, every year you get the flu vaccine, it's about 50 to 60% effective. So the FDA would approve any vaccine that is 50% effective, okay? Some people didn't know that. One means you didn't know that, okay? All right. Now, so the fact that this is 70% effective, if you read the headlines, then you might think that it's not as good as the other vaccines. Well, so something kind of puzzling happens is like this virus, this clinical trial, they use 2 dosing regimens. And I want to show you this number. This is the more important one, 90%. So this is a 2-dose vaccine, and in one arm, in one population set, they gave 2 full doses. And then they said, well, let's try it this other way. So the lower dose way was the first shot was half a dose, and then the second shot was a full dose. And what they found that was surprising is this. In the lower dose regimen, it was 90% effective. So a lot more effective. It's kind of bizarre. They're not really sure why. Well, this could be due to the fact that there are fewer patients in the lower dose arm. This is 11,000 patients all over the world. And they are still ongoing trials, right? All over the world. But in the normal regular dosing, it had a roughly 8,200 patients. And in the lower dose, it was roughly 2,800 patients. So a fewer patients. Now, statistically speaking, if you got more people in the lower dose regimen, it could drop that percentage from 90% down to 70%. It's within that realm. So statistically speaking, we might not have enough patients enrolled to really tease out the final data. But it is an interesting curiosity that the lower dose seems to be 90% effective versus 70. But most of these numbers from Moderna, from Pfizer, the 94, 95%, those numbers will probably come down a little bit. The more exposure we have, the less, like, people, once you get vaccinated, people are going to start acting stupid again. It's not wear masks, social distance, etc. That's the goal. But they'll do it prematurely. So it will fluctuate. The effectiveness rate will fluctuate. I think the Moderna and Pfizer ones will come down. I think the Oxford one will go up to about 70, 75%, which is still fantastic for what we believe is going to have to be a repeated vaccination. Now, is it annual? Is it every 6 months? We don't freaking know, but I don't think it's going to be like a polio vaccine where you're one and done. I think it's probably going to be every few years you're going to need a coronavirus vaccination. Seriously. But we just have to see. We just have to wait and see. Okay. So that's an interesting thing. All right. Now, why is it going to be the Slayer? Okay. So there are some advantages with this. Some of the praise that we got from the about Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine was it used a new technology where they would take they elicited the immune response using messenger RNA, which is interesting because messenger RNA is still a blueprint. It's not the actual protein. It's not the virus. And it was able to transcribe the messenger RNA and elicit this immune response to the spike protein for coronavirus. But with this is old technology. This is super important. It's old technology. We use it for the other vaccinations, flu vaccine, etc. It's an attenuated virus, and it elicits immune response to the C protein, right? The coronavirus spike protein. Okay, so it's old technology. Now, what does this mean? This is important. Okay, so this can be. Okay, why this vaccine is going to be super important. It doesn't have to be kept super cold. It doesn't have to be kept super cold like the Pfizer vaccine, minus 70 degrees. I mean, you can have it kept at normal refrigeration temperatures, which every pharmacy has, doctor's office has, hospital has. It doesn't require new equipment. The Pfizer vaccine, they were ramping up to like ship. You know, they're running out of dry ice. I mean, if you own a dry ice company, can you message me? I want you to be my personal friend because I want to be the first one on your yacht because you're about to bank. You know, if you own a dry ice company, you are in high demand right now. So it's just a part of the technology that these vaccines have to be kept at a colder temperature. But with this older technology, this Oxford vaccine can be refrigerated at normal temperatures. This is super important, and we'll talk about why. So the infrastructure is there. I mean, this is huge. If you actually think about it, Dr. Vaughn, what's the big deal? Minus 70. Well, even if you ship it with the dry ice, you got to get it hanging in an airport for 3 or 4 hours, or you can't leave it overnight. You've got to make sure it's back on the plane, going to its final destination. If it gets to its final destination, it's got to make it to CVS or pharmacy or distribution center or somewhere fast. I mean, the clock is ticking, right? And the last thing we want to give you guys is, the last thing I want to fucking take is a vaccine that is not effective because it lost, you know, it stayed in the hangar too long. So it's a logistics nightmare. So even from shipping from the warehouse or the distributor to the doctor's offices, oh, I don't have it. This hospital system, oh, you delivered to the wrong hospital. Our main hospital downtown is the one that has the refrigeration system, not this one, not the outlying clinic. And you're also talking about sending patients. Maybe you have patients living in the suburbs. Now they're going to have to drive into the downtown area, the cities, find parking, et cetera, to get this vaccination. You're going to have to set up. It's going to be tougher to set up like drive-through mobile fast dispensary vaccination lines because of the temperature. You get the idea. It's an infrastructure nightmare. So because this Oxford can be held at normal temperatures, it's going to make delivery distribution much, much simpler. That's huge. Why is that huge? So again, old technology, number 7. The company has announced that they can do this. The next 6 weeks, number 7 is always the bitch. Number 7 is always the tip that gets y'all. The company announced that they can have 200 million doses ready by the end of 2020. This is huge. And remember, each person has to get 2 doses. So that's 100 million people. That is 4 times as many as Moderna. Moderna says, they can have 50 million doses. That means 25 million people are going to get vaccinated. They don't have to be kept as cold as the Pfizer. I think Pfizer was 40 million doses. That means 20 million people. Dude, that's nowhere near where we need to get to herd immunity. Remember, Dr. V, we did the math, 350 million people times 70, right? 220 million doses. And those are just Americans to get American herd immunity, right? So AstraZeneca has said that they can make 200 million doses by the end of 2020. So they're going to get to like that massive number. Production is key. You got to produce enough of it, guys. And by 2021, they're talking 100 million doses a month. They're talking billions of doses for 2021. That's how we're going to get through this. All right. Are you guys starting to see my logic? Are you guys starting to understand why this Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine is going to be the coronavirus killer? I'm super excited by it. And that's why it doesn't matter about the 70%. It's lower, it's less effective. It doesn't matter. You're going to overwhelm it through production and supply chain, etc. But number 8 is the coronavirus killer. Okay. Number 8. So because this is new, this is old technology, because they hadn't have to create new stuff, they are talking $3 to $4 a dose. $3 or $4 US a dose, guys, not hundreds of dollars. This is right here. Screenshot this. Blink, screenshot. Someone do that for me so I can post it. Like $3 to $4 a dose is what's going to be needed to get this vaccine to the poor countries, to Africa, to remote regions, to even the poorer parts of the United States. I mean, I don't want to blame. I mean, there are very, very poor areas in the United States, so much poorer communities. Now you're talking about outreach. Now this is possible for churches and outreach and free clinics and community clinics. When I was in residency, we had a free surgery clinic that we had clinic in once a week, like on Mondays, where we saw patients. And the hospital, my training hospital, donated the surgeries to the patients. They didn't pay anything, right? So now you have these outreach clinics that are going to be able to do $3 to $4 a dose versus $200 or $300 a dose. Yes, it is going to be. This is the killer right here. Was the pricing? It's going to work. And even if you live in a socialized system, Jillian, you can't bankrupt the system. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I love the new technology. I love the science, but the reason why this vaccine is going to be the killer, the coronavirus killer, is because the infrastructure is already in place. You don't have to figure out logistics, dry ice. You don't have to refrigeration system. You don't have to worry about it going bad on you if people don't show up. So doctors already have the distribution. 2, they can make a lot of it. They can make hundreds of millions of doses per month. And then number 3, the nail in the coffin, bitches. The nail in the coffin. $3 to $4 a dose, right? And this is the shit that the news isn't telling y'all. This is I mean, you guys are surprised. Comment if you're surprised at the 3 things I've told y'all, because that's not what they're saying. That's not what they're telling you, or you haven't heard it or whatever, right? So CJ Russell, that's amazing. Makes so much sense, right? Light at the end of the tunnel. So which takes me to Mammy's point here. Now, if we can only get everyone on board, which is number 9. Number 9. It's not vaccines don't save lives. Listen to me. Vaccines don't save lives. What the fuck are you talking about, Dr. Vong? Of course it saves lives. No, it does not. Vaccines don't save lives. Vaccinations saves lives. Bad grammar. Vaccinations save lives. Okay? Just remember that. We have to convince people to take the vaccine. Dr. Vong, are you going to take it? Well, I'm 48. I'm relatively young, and I don't have any medical issues. My BMI is 21. You know, I'm 22. I gained a little bit during coronavirus. I gained a few pounds. I'm not in a rush to take it, and I'm also retired. So we need to save it for our healthcare workers. We need to save it for our people that are higher risk, you know, the elderly, the working people who might have comorbidities. But for myself, I'm healthy. I'm gonna wait. It has really nothing to do with you know, do you trust it, whatever. It's going to go through its process. Okay. And we'll see. Okay. That's awesome. What do you guys think? Excited? Are you excited about the Oxford vaccine now? The ASTRAZENECA? It's more than just numbers, guys. It's more than just like, oh, it's 94%. It's only 70%. Like this, dude, there's so much more to vaccinations than that. And the last one being key, vaccinations saves lives. So we have to convince the public to take it. Now, part of the problem is in America, we've totally politicized this whole thing. You know, Operation Warp Speed, we're pushing it through. It's not safe. So a Gallup poll early on said 50%, 50% of Americans would not take the vaccine, or you say 50% would take the vaccine. All right. Now they repeated it. Now it's up to 58%. 58% would take it. That's still, I mean, that's still not great, man. You know, we need a lot more people to take it. Now, some dire numbers, some dire warnings. Okay. We will probably, in America, I mean, we're at 257,000 deaths. We will probably hit 300,000 deaths by the end of the year. And we're talking 25 million cases here by inauguration in January. We're going to double our numbers. We're almost to 13 million cases in the United States alone. So that's really crazy to think, right? So what I want you to do is what am I on, number 9? This is important. Please hang around for this, and please hit the share button or the like button or the follow or share this for somebody, okay? This last tip is super important. Because I know people are doing this, and we can't do it because we think that the vaccine is right around the corner. I'm tired of it. I've got fatigue. I've been doing it for 7 months. Nobody I know has died. The people that I do know have recovered. Why are we shutting down? People are losing their lives. All these arguments, and I'm here to tell you, like, I get it, but I want to get through this too. And the only way we get through this is to not let your guard down. Great news about the vaccines. They're rolling out more testing. They're making rapid tests available, which I'm going to show you here in a second, and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, the answer is you still have to wear your mask, social distance, be smart. I'm going to say right now, as a public service announcement, do not gather outside of your family for Thanksgiving. And by family, I mean those people you hate who are living underneath your roof. Seriously, man, like those people who irritate you at dinner every night, somehow here in 2 days on Thanksgiving night, somehow that's going to change and you guys are all going to be grateful, even though the other 364 days, y'all took 5 minutes to eat, said 2 words to each other, got up and walked off, and you're like, who's doing the dishes? Right? Amen. Don't let your guard down. Do a Zoom Thanksgiving, social distancing Thanksgiving, because we got to get through this. If you don't do a smart social Thanksgiving, like don't have a gathering this Thanksgiving, then you're going to have an ICU Christmas, and that's not good. Our Christmas numbers are going to depend on what's happening with Thanksgiving, and already with the travel numbers out from the airlines, it's not going to be a good Christmas. We are not anywhere near this. But Dr. Ron, the vaccine's coming out. Well, once you take it, which you're not going to take for a while, you have to have 2 doses 3 weeks apart. So let's say the first doses, if you're lucky, if you're the first nurse on the planet to get the first vaccine on December 10th, December 15th, right, middle of December, then 3 weeks later, you got to get a second dose, which now takes you to the first week, start of the second week of January. Then you have to wait for a month, right? So now you're talking Valentine's Day. So the first people who will get the vaccine in mid-December will not actually have immunity until Valentine's Day. And it won't be widely available until this summer. So seriously, this summer, which means you're talking about the fall before we have real immunity to this virus. And people are going to rush it. I'm telling you, and not the vaccine. People are going to rush, like, jumping out, having parties. It's Mother's Day. It's Easter. Aren't we done with this? I'm so through with this. Like, listen, don't be dumb. Okay. Don't let your guard down. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm Dr. Duckvog. I'll be back tomorrow night talking some more coronavirus stuff. And I hope you enjoy it. Please hit share if you like this. And as always, I will edit this video down, put it on my YouTube channel, so it'll be a much shorter format, just the nuts and bolts. And as a reminder, prayers and wishes to our nurses and doctors and healthcare workers, even the lab techs, the front desk girl or guy, the staff person who's there in the hospital, the testing people, our first responders who have to pick your sorry ass up and take you to the hospital. And, police officers, firefighters, ambulance drivers, EMTs, paramedics, all of them, prayers to them. They're putting themselves at risk and to keep us safe. And remember, they're not the front line. We got that backwards. And I've been saying this for months. They're not the front line. They're the back line. So who's the front line? Hashtag, we are the front line. You, me, we, how we behave. We are the front line. And we have to defend them, because a lot of you guys are nurses, paramedics. A lot of you guys are married to them. A lot of them, you are mothers and fathers of nurses and doctors. And you understand what I'm trying to say, which is, like, we have to be the shield for them. They're the back line. They're the defense. We are the offense against this pandemic. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Okay. I'm going to test myself with a rapid test. Cheers to you. And I'm going to take your questions while we're waiting on my results. And now some of you fuckers thought I was crazy. My friend called me and said, "Hey man, like, we're doing these rapid tests. You should think about them." But we're doing, and his business, he gets hired by big companies to go in. They bring a nurse and everything, and they do this rapid test, and they test all the employees. So if somebody tests positive, you can take them out of the workforce, and you can keep going in business, right? So he said, you should check those out. And I said, dude, this should be a home test kit. He goes, what do you mean? I said, it's just a finger prick. He goes, yeah, it's an antibody test. You finger prick it, you put it on a cassette, it gives you results in 10 minutes. And I said, this is like a pregnancy test. This needs to be like a home test. You don't send it to the lab. It's private. I said, this is how we get over it. He goes, well, I can't because it involves blood. I'm not a doctor. And I was like, and I said, I'll fucking do it. I don't care. I'm tired of this thing. So people thought I was crazy, but I'm going to test myself for you guys real quick. I put together these test kits. So honestly, you can't get these test kits from anybody but me. I'm the only one who put these together. So, all right, let me show you what they are. I put everything in here, right? I created this infographic for you guys. I'll show it to you. And I'm going to test myself here on camera. And then I'll take your questions and answer, and we'll read my results in 10 minutes, okay? So get your questions ready. If you order this test kit from me, first of all, I'm going to just tell you the price, right? I'm wholesaling them. They are normally 2 for $250, 5 for $500. So 5 for $500. That's $100 each. But I'm running a Thanksgiving special. I will give you. You can get these for $50 each. Minimum order though. There's a minimum order of 20. Right. So all you do is you go to my Facebook fan page. Here it's scrolling here at the bottom, facebook.com/Dr. Vong, and say, Dr. Vong, 20 for $1,000. So I know you know it's $1,000. I'm going to send you 20 of these for $1,000. This is the price. This is the wholesaling price, guys. I can't make it really any cheaper. Okay. I do have a Thanksgiving special. Let me tell you my Thanksgiving special real quick. So it's 20 for $50 plus $100 overnight shipping. It cost me $100 to overnight ship to you guys. I use FedEx, security tape, the whole shebang. It's very secure. Now, Thanksgiving special. Minimum order of 40. If you order 40 of these, yes, I know that's $2,000. Order of 40, I'll give you free shipping. Free overnight shipping. That'll save you $150. $150. Free overnight shipping. Okay? So you're going to get the kit, and it's going to look just like this. You're going to open it up. It has everything you need. This is the card I had made that explains the test to you. This is basically for dummies. This is how you read it. And this is the results that you want is right here. You don't want any lines. This is an antibody test. It's a blood test. It tests for both IgM and IgG. So it shows if you're actively infected. It also shows if you've had it in the past, which is super important to know. If you have antibodies, right? Like how ballsy can you be walking around? Okay. Now, also in here, I give you a pair of gloves in case you're scared of blood and you faint and you need your mama to do it for you. I give you a pair of gloves so your mama can wear. Okay. Big tough guy. Band-Aid, not that you need it. I'm the only one who puts these test kits together. All right. Alcohol swab. But here are the 3 most important things. Here is the rapid test, 10-minute rapid test. Okay, it's 95% accurate. So people are worried about accuracy. The nasal stuff, the shit they shove up your nose, is only 70% accurate. It's more sensitive. So the nasal stuff will pick it up sooner. Lower doses of virus have to be in your nose, but the tester can miss it. So if they hit it, then it can pick it up at lower doses. But if they miss it, it's not as accurate. This is 95% accurate. So that means if you have it, it's going to tell it to you as long as you're able to form antibodies, because this is checking for your antibodies. So if you're on chemotherapy, not good for you. It's called a lancet, and it is used to prick your finger to get the drop of blood. I'll show you here in a second. It's just like if you're a diabetic, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then the buffer solution right here. Okay. All right. So what I want you to do, all right, I'm going to show this to you. Okay. Oh, check out my shirt. I designed this shirt. What do you guys think of my shirt? You like it? Yeah, I only made one, so you can't order it, right? So check that out. There you go. Fuckity fuck. This is my coronavirus shirt. Okay. One of them. All right. So here's what you're going to do. Okay. You open this alcohol swab, get it ready. We're going to test myself. I'm going to take your questions here in a second. Band-Aid, not that you need it. Okay. Now you take this test. When you open it up, I chose this test. One, it's incredibly accurate. Okay, it picks it up. If you have antibodies to coronavirus, this is 100% accurate. Now, it's only 95% accurate for diagnosing. Why? Well, not diagnosing, but overall, because if you test too soon and you haven't formed the antibodies, it won't pick it up. But if you look in here, here's the actual test cassette. Okay, it looks just like that picture I gave you. But don't throw this away yet. In here, there's an actual pipette. It looks like a turkey baster. Okay, what you're going to do is, see, this has the buffer solution in it. So you got to let it go down. Open this up. Open that up. You take this pipette. See, it has a bulb at the end. You squeeze it down, put it in here, suck up all that buffer. Okay. And now do you see it? All that buffer is in the pipette. Okay. You're going to set this down. Just let it chill. Chill, little buffer. You're good. Chill. Just right there. Just like that. Now you're going to pick a finger to prick. You're going to prick your finger. I would tell you the non-dominant hand. I'm left-handed. Okay. My whole life. So I usually prick my right finger. I did my middle finger last time. I'll do my forefinger. If you have calluses, you want to avoid the calluses. So some people go off to the side. I don't have that many calluses, so I'll go right in the middle. Now this is your actual lancet. It has a little needle in here. It's very simple to use. It's small. It does not hurt. You won't feel it. You won't cry like a big baby. Okay. So yeah, and this test is on the Emergency Use Act. It's on the emergency use. So it's FDA, EUA. Everything with coronavirus is EUA. So you're going to take this and just literally just press it down. Boom, right there. Doesn't hurt, nothing like that. So then you squeeze this and you get a drop of blood. Now, if you're a slow bleeder or you hit a big callus and you can't get the blood, oh shoot, I smeared it again. Is drop it down here below your waist and start to below your waist and milk it out. Now, once you have a nice drop, see, I'm a good bleeder. Once I drink a lot of water. Once you have a good amount of blood, there are two wells. You're going to use the square well right there, and you're going to drop it right into the square well right there, like that. Nice, Dr. V. Good job, right? Okay. And then I like to take my, that's it. Look, I've even stopped bleeding. See? I've even stopped bleeding. That's it. I wiped it off. It's done. But I give you this Band-Aid, so go ahead and use it. You can show your wifey that you're a big man. You're tough. Look at my Band-Aid. Look at my boo-boo. Look at my boo-boo. Okay. Now, some of y'all are like Dr. V, a little messy. That's all right. That's all right. See, there's a blue line right there. Y'all see the blue line? That's the control line. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the buffer and you're going to drop two big drops into the circular bottom well, the two big drops. So here we go. All right. One big drop, two big drop. There you go. Shake it down. See, it's got some bubbles in there. You can shake it down. Now watch this. Watch this. If you're messy like Dr. V and you don't have that much blood down there, you can actually take your buffer and drop it into this, into the specimen well. All right. And that, my friends, is how you do it. And you can kind of tap it down, tap that blood. Oh, look, you see that buffer? It's already going up. Watch this now. It's already going up. It's about to hit the blue line. You see that buffer? You see how it's changing purple? That means it's working. This is called lateral flow technology. And it's going to change that blue line to pink. If it changes to pink, then I know I have a good test. It's not expired. It's not old. Oh, by the way, these tests expire April 2022. So they'll last us this whole pandemic if you'd like to order some. Okay. So that blue line is now pink. Now I just start the clock at 6:49. So you want to read this between 10 minutes. That's it. That's the test. And you're going to read it like a pregnancy test, except don't pee on it. Don't be peeing on my test, yo. So you get results in 10 minutes. I'm going to take some questions in the meantime. All right. Between 10 to 15 minutes, you need to read it. Anything after 25 minutes, the result is no longer valid. You don't read it. The test is no longer valid. It's the lateral flow technology, the materials in there. It might change. It might look different. You read it between the window 10 to 15 minutes. All right. So I've set my timer. You rock, Dr. V. Everyone needs one. Thank you. America is getting poorer by the day. This is actually really a very smart, important comment, Maddie. And it happens because of a thing called inflation. I mean, it's not just the lockdown or the freeze or whatever, but the fact that they have to print, literally add some zeros, a $2 trillion stimulus. It makes the value of our dollars less effective. So Rosemary, the vaccine side effects have been very, very good. Very mild. Just like when you take the flu shot, you might feel a little achy, a little tired, nothing major. You might have a little red spot where it formed. Oh, that reminds me, nobody in the Oxford vaccine study who caught the coronavirus, nobody required hospitalization. So even even though the people caught it, it still mitigated the symptoms, if that makes sense. My brother's fighting the virus. What can help him fight the virus, man? I'm so sorry. Right now, there's not much. If he has it, he needs to be followed closely by his doctor. But that's actually a good question. By this, I mean, once he's recovered, we have to boost our immune systems, guys, months ago by drinking enough water, I know it sounds boring, getting good night's sleep, not stressing out. Cortisol lowers your immune system, right? Laughter, gratitude increases your immune system. And then really immune boosting foods, immune boosting foods, right? So garlic, turmeric, fresh fruits and veggies, leafy greens, kale, spinach, lettuces. Leafy greens are pound for pound the healthiest foods you can get. Okay. All right, Rosemary, get that vaccine. So Lisa Thurman, should I get a flu shot? If your doctor recommends you get a flu shot because you're high risk, then please follow your doctor's recommendation. I do not get a flu shot because I haven't had it. Does Oxford vaccine change your DNA? That's a weird conspiracy thing. No, it does not. Okay, so Sherwin, thank you for asking. Go to facebook.com/Dr. Vong. It's scrolling there on the bottom. I do have a Black Friday sale. I know that sounds terribly commercial, and you're like, oh my God, here he is selling kits. But wholesale price, you got two offers. These normally are $100 each, 5 for $500 normally. For Thanksgiving, I dropped it to $50 each, minimum order of 20. That's $1,000 plus $100 overnight shipping. Black Friday special is free shipping, free overnight shipping with orders of 40 or more. So you need to order 40 or more. That's $2,000, but you'll get free overnight shipping. Just remember though, FedEx is closed on Thursday. So if you ordered tonight, and I get your test out tomorrow, they're closed on Thursday, so you won't get them till Friday. But I'll do free shipping for free overnight shipping for orders of 40 or more for a couple of weeks. All right, so check that out. Thank you for asking, Sherwin. I appreciate that. Kim, the accuracy. Thank you for asking. The accuracy rate, it's 95%. I can send you to the FDA site that tested these test kits. It's 95%. It's actually 100% accurate to detect the antibody. So if you've had it and you formed antibodies, it's 100% effective detecting it. But why is it only 95% effective overall? Because sometimes people test too early, and when you test too early, or they can't form antibodies. Maybe you have chemotherapy, maybe you're taking immunosuppression drugs, a transplant patient, for example, and you can't form antibodies, then that might be a problem. Or you didn't get a high enough dose of viral. We know viral load is important too. There is a 3 to 5 day incubation period. So even during that, that's what they mean by asymptomatic patients, asymptomatic people. You could be walking around, you have virus in your nose, but you feel fine. You have no symptoms. They test you, it comes out negative because that viral load is too low. The replication, the incubation period hasn't kicked in yet. So there's a 3 to 5 day window where no tests, 0 tests will pick it up on average. But usually by 7 days, most tests will pick it up. And the further you go out, each test gets more and more sensitive. It's just what you want to, how you want to weigh it. The PCRs, the ones they shove up your nose, are more sensitive. They pick up lower levels of virus, but they are less accurate because they're only 70% accurate, because you can miss this whole oral pharynx area. This is Phantom of the Opera, right? This whole area could have virus, and all the way down here and stuff. And you only swabbing one little area, you might miss it. So that's why it's less sensitive. But this is a blood test. It's in your blood. So you've been exposed, but you have to have formed the antibodies, but you have to wait for your system to form antibodies, right? Usually within 7 days, it'll pick it up on this test, is what I'm sending. They are not temperature sensitive. They will last. They do great. I've been shipping to people in Alaska, in Wyoming, Utah, 20-degree weather, and they look great. They're doing good. Why don't the hospitals or clinics have more rapid tests and saying it's not really accurate? It's exactly what I just described. They don't want to deal with this possibility that that you don't form antibodies, right? Or you have to wait. Well, what happens is, if you can do a nasal and get results in an hour or a day, or or that evening, then that's a fine test. But if it's taking you 4 to 5 days, and this summer, who remembers this summer when it took 10 days to get results? That's a useless test, because within that 10-day period, you could have contracted it. You could have come down with it. You could have caught it from somebody. So anything more than 3 days turnaround, and I tell you honestly, a 2-day turnaround is too long. Anything longer than a 2-day turnaround is a useless test. So what happened was they became overwhelmed, right? And what I'm saying is, while this test might not be as sensitive in picking up lower levels of virus, so it's possible you go and you go to a testing site, you do the nose, and it turns out positive, and you finger prick yourself at home, and this is negative because you haven't formed antibodies. But what I'd say is, if you routinely test yourself, I test myself every 10 to 14 days. 10 to 14 days. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, 3 more minutes. I threw my test away. 3 more minutes. So I routinely test myself. So what I say is, you need to test yourself more often, which some of y'all are going, I just want one test. Well, that shows your faulty thinking. You can't do anything one time with this virus. Even the vaccine, it takes you 2 doses. So it's repeated regular testing that we need. And if you don't have access to it, you don't have the money, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry, I can't get it any cheaper than this Thanksgiving special. $50 a kit to put it together, to pay people to assemble it, to buy the equipment, to ship it out. I mean, that's about as cheap as I can get it. Now, your insurance probably covers it. If you want to stand in line or wait in line in your car, that's up to you. But get tested. I don't care if you get it from me or somebody else. But just go ahead and message below. Message below. Michelle, I love your cursing. Fuck yeah, you do. So any more? I got 2 more minutes before I read my test. Anybody else? So I just took one of these on, in case you're just joining. I just took my own home rapid test kit. You can't buy this from anybody else. I have connections. I have that MD behind my name. I had this graphic made, and I put together these test kits. I know how to get. You can go online and you can try to find these test kits. You're not going to get a test kit. You're going to get a box, and you're going to go, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this box? This box has nothing that, like, it has nothing that I need, right? So even if you're a doctor and you send, and your doctor, the doctors know what I'm talking about. They'll send you that you can order these test kits and you go, I can't use this on a patient. Like, this is not ready. It's not ready to go. So this is ready to go. So I don't want to hear it. People are like, I found it cheaper online. Go ahead, order it from them. Order from them. I'm going to be online here for the next half hour, and I will personally take your orders and comment if you've ordered from me. And that, like, I literally was like, here's your FedEx tracking. Here's your kits. I'm sending them off. You'll get them by this, blah, 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 etc. Comment if I did that for you. Okay, I had these infographics made. So to remind you what IgG does, text for past infection, what IgM is, active infection or current infection. The sample well is where you put your blood. The buffer well is where you put the buffer. And then again, how you read it, prick your finger, put your blood in there, put the buffer in there, wait 10 minutes, read it in 10 minutes. Anything after 25 minutes, you can't trust that result. You have to put enough buffer in there so that that line goes from blue to pink. Okay, you're looking for only the control line. That's the negative test. All of these are positive. You can have IgM, that's positive infection. And the more intense the red, the more antibodies you have. So it's not quantitative, but it's definitely qualitative test for sure. IgG shows past infection. And if it's a real light pink line right here, that means you're starting to lose your IgG. Okay. And yes, you can have both, which means you have current infection and you're forming your IgG antibodies, or it could mean less likely that you have had an infection in the past and you've been reinfected, which we know it's possible. If you order for somebody else online, you're not going to get this infographic. You're not going to know how to read this test. Trust me, guys. So go to facebook.com/Dr. Vong and tell me. Remember, Thanksgiving special. These are normally 5 for $500, $100 each. 5 for $500. Thanksgiving special is $50 each. Minimum order of 20. That's $1,000 plus 100 overnight shipping. And the Black Friday special is free overnight shipping for orders of 40 or more. Free overnight shipping with orders of 40 or more. Yes, that's exactly correct. Benjamin cannot do it. You're going to be in, you guys aren't listening to me. You guys are going to be in this for the next 6 months to a year. Mike, my family's ordered from Dr. V. His tests show up faster than election results. Seriously. Oh, Stephen Smith, I'm colorblind. I can't tell the pink from the blue. I get that. But you'll know. You'll be able to know shades of gray when it's moving up too. Tina, I ordered. Dr. V got to me in 2 days. Got pictures of shipping, label, and tracking info in my email. Awesome job. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, so this is a big, the science is out. We don't know. Some people are starting to lose them in 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. Minimum order 20. Oh, yeah. No, you'll have to get tested a different way. I have another test I'm looking at. So if you can't form antibodies, this is not the right test for you. Benjamin, how many do you recommend? How many family members do you have? I would go with minimum order of 20. You can always order more. I mean, why pay 5 for 500 when you get 20 for 1,000? Right, Benjamin? And you're going to need it. And they don't expire until April 2022. They won't expire until April 22. So you're going to have them the whole time. And trust me, you're going to need them, right? Rick, I purchased 40-year tests that easy and work great. We test every 2 weeks. That's it, brother. That's how it's meant to be done. That's how we get through this. You know what I mean? For sure. Oh, John Schmidt. We were sweating it, right, buddy? We're like, I think I can get it across your border. And I can't believe it, but made in 2 days. That's awesome. Awesome. It's not, I don't understand. It's not in your DNA. It's in your body. It's not in your DNA. Rosemary's ordered before, and you're gonna need it for December too, Benjamin. You really will, buddy. Rosemary's right. I think Christmas is gonna be worse. We're in it for a long, long time. All right, test results. Oh, I'm at my limit. Is Dr. Vong positive or negative? Answer is 1. Pink line means I'm pregnant. Just kidding. Means I'm negative. See, there's no line at IgG or IgM. So this is a negative test. Dr. V is still coronavirus negative. Come here, give me a kiss. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Catherine wants to order. Go ahead and go to message me on Dr. Vong. Just send me a personal message on facebook.com/Dr. Vong and say 20 for 1,000, because I know you know, or the Black Friday deal, which is 40 for $2,000, 40 tests for $2,000 with free shipping. Free shipping. Okay. All right. Give me a hug. This is how we do it. Catch up with Jesus. Oh my gosh. Come on. Let's do this. All right. Cool. I know, man. Love you guys. Be good. Be kind to yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow night for my next Facebook Live. Be safe. No, don't get together for Thanksgiving. Don't get together for Thanksgiving.